So coming to the discussion on the next team in the of the IPL auction review, and this is Rajasthan Royals. Rajasthan Royals had retained 6 players for 79 crores, the maximum of any team prior to the auction. They had retained 5 batters and 1 bowler, so it is very clear that the batting, while already set, there was just maybe 1 or 2 holes that needed to be filled, and one can say that they've pretty much done that. And the bowling, they had to construct the bowling. They had about 41 crores to put a bowling attack together. So they've got Jofra Archer, who was very successful for them in his first stint, player of the tournament in the 2020 IPL, which was held in the UAE. 12.5 crore. He hasn't really been seen so regularly in the IPL over the last 4 seasons. He did appear in the 23 season, but he didn't last. He played about 5-6 games. But it looks like all his injury issues are behind him now, and he's pretty much ready to go. So I think Jofra Archer, match winner, I think 12.5 crore. I think that's pretty good actually, and I don't think that's really a problem. Tushar Deshpande was having his issues over the last in the IPL, but then he came to Chennai Super Kings and was a completely transformed bowler. Can he repeat that same thing in a different environment in Rajasthan Royals? There to be seen, but I feel that Rajasthan Royals has got a positive environment where I think that Tushar Deshpande should be fine. I think he's pretty confident in his own abilities right now. Pretty important move was Nitish Rana. Nitish Rana was with Kolkata Knight Riders for the last 7 seasons. And he comes in that one batting spot that was vacant, and he comes in there, and he's on the few good Indian number 3, number 4 batters who were in the auction, who still have some good years left in him, and I think that Nitish Rana, I think that's a really good buy for Rajasthan. Nitish Rana, left-hander as well, though. I mean there's him and there's Jaiswal, Rana, and Hetmeyer. Yashasvi Jaiswal, Rana, and Shimron Hetmeyer in the left-handers in the top 6. But a bit strange because the Indian spin department is a little bit thin. Kumar Kartikeya is the only designated Indian spinner as of now. They had Yuzvendra Chahal and Ravichandran Ashwin. They've gone overseas really in that direction. So Vanindu Hasaranga and Mahesh Theekshana, both of them whom have had success in the IPL. Theekshana with Chennai, Hasaranga with Royal Challengers Bangalore, at least in one season, which was in 2022 when he was the lead, when he took a very good number of wickets. I can't really remember the number. I think 26 wickets probably. So I mean, it looks a pretty good team. Fazal Haq Farooqi at base price seems to be a really good buy, leading wicket taker in the T20 World Cup for Afghanistan when they reach the semi-finals. So if I have to look at the Rajasthan Royals playing 11, first 11, Sanju Samson and Yashasvi Jaiswal to open, I think that's Samson was playing at number 3 all these days, but I think it's the way he's been playing off late in the opening slot. I think that's it's not too difficult to now think that he would go in as an opener now. Nitish Rana at number 3, they didn't have someone there. I think Nitish Rana, as I'm saying, one of the best domestic Indian options in that position available. They've got him, and they've got him at a pretty good price at about 4.2 crores. So Nitish Rana fits in there quite well. Riyan Parag, reinvented, had an amazing season last year. Dhruv Jurel at 5, retained for 14 crores. I thought they paid too much for him, but this is a chance for him to repay that investment. Shimron Hetmeyer, I think they did a great decision to retain him. There was Joss Butler and Trent Bolt, but Hetmeyer was a great decision to retain him, on the best finishers. I would have, if he had been in the auction, there would have been a big chase for him, and I'm sure Punjab, with Ricky Ponting having worked with him in the Delhi Capitals, would have shown a lot of interest in Hetmeyer. So then you come to the bowlers, and that's going to be a bit of a question mark here, because you are probably looking at at so in the top six, you have a few overs from Riyan Parag and maybe a few from Nitish Rana, but how much? Maybe two overs coming from these two guys, or not more than that. I can't see four overs coming from these two guys. So Vanendu Hasaranga bats a bit, and I expect him to come in at slot in at number 7, the impact player who changes a lot of things. Archer bats a bit, so that's good. Tushar Deshpande will be there. Sandeep Sharma is a good option. Sandeep Sharma is one of the retained players. Done quite well in this last couple of years with Rajasthan Royals. And the last slot will be a toss-up based on the conditions between Fazal Haq Farooqi and Mahesh Theekshana. If it's a slower track, it will be Theekshana. If it's a slightly quicker wicket, it will be Fazal Haq Farooqi. Of course, being a left-armer, Fazal Haq Farooqi adds a lot, and I would really like to see them go ahead with Fazal Haq Farooqi in most of the games. At least in the initial games, I think that Shubham Dubey will be the impact player. Experienced player, was with them last year, and I expect him to be coming in at 7 as an impact player, and then one of the bowler. If it's a bat first, he will start, and a bowler will come in. If it's a bat second, he will come in as an impact player instead of one of the bowlers. So Shubham Dubey is the impact player for me here. On the subs, there's the South African Quena Mafaka. Again, another option if you want to, if maybe you want to pick someone, another quick. He didn't have a good first couple of outings last year in the IPL, but second season, things can always get better. Yudhvir Singh is there, and Yudhvir Singh done quite well at the domestic level. Akash Madwal, a good option as another Indian pacer, and if Sandeep Sharma is not going particularly well, or you want to have a little bit more options in the Indian pace department based on also as it could be a possible impact player as well. And Kumar Kartikeya, there's the Indian spinner, and again the balance, they don't have too many overseas players to choose from, so there isn't too much here to decide on. I think they've kept it very Indian here, and that's it. I think when you come to Rajasthan Royals, you can't not talk about one of the most eye-catching investments, which is 13-year-old Vaibhav Suryavanshi, who is younger than the IPL. He's 13 years old. The IPL, he's born in 20. We presume that's the figures given, that we are made to believe it's 2011 and the IPL started in 2008. So that's quite a story. 1.1 crore. Will he get a go now in this season? Well, I don't think he'll play unless one of their top 6 has a drastic loss of form, or one of their top 5 Indians, not top 6. Hetmeyer is there. That is a very fascinating story, Vaibhav Suryavanshi, and with under Rahul Dravid's coaching, that looks really good. I think that, to me, to rate the Rajasthan Royals team, they'd already retained 6 top players, and they've only strengthened themselves. I mean, they've got one guy to fill up that top order in Rana. I think he's one of the best. So that's no question about that. You've got Jofra Archer. You've got 2 top spinners. Let's hope they stay fit. Let's hope they can give their best performances in Hasaranga and Farooqi. I think they'll be fine. I think Rajasthan will be fine. They'll be depending a lot on the players they've already kept, and of course the additions of Rana and Jofra Archer along with that. I think this team looks good to go. I don't know how well they'll do, but it looks a good side. I think they'll be fine to go, and I think that if this core of players is as good as they've been previous seasons, who knows? They could possibly. They were semi-finalists last year. They were finalists in 22. it looks absolutely. They look like a team to be. They look like a team to be reckoned with this year.